Welcome back, fellow cardboarders. Today less of a visual video, but rather a little discussion we're gonna have about the Warhammer 40k decks and their future investability. I just unpacked the package where they came in. I will unpack those on camera to see if they are all intact and everything is in order and that I have all the product I ordered. And while we do that, we talk about the current prices and what I think the future will hold for these decks. And yeah, let's have a little discussion. Let me know in the comments below what you think will be the future of these decks. If you think this product is investable, do you like it? Don't you like it? Just let me know in the comments below and let's talk. Now, I bought 2 of every Warhammer deck. At first I wasn't very convinced that I like the product. I'm not very big in the Warhammer scene. I never played the game, never painted any of the figures or anything. I guess watched from outside into the store when I passed a Warhammer store, but didn't do much more besides that. So yeah, I wasn't much of a fan of the product at first, but I realized there were a couple of good cards in the set, which I actually wanted for a couple of my decks. For example, the Blood for the Blood God, which I got and opened in another video. I got for a deck of mine. And then I realized that this product is actually pretty playable and the cards inside are actually pretty nice. And chose to invest in a couple of boxes. So yeah, this is a limited print run since the Wizards would have to pay for the IP again to reprint those boxes if they ever sell out. Therefore, I think these will be pretty limited to this one print run we have, and maybe there will be at a later time. Oops. And it's poor. No, I'm joking. Of course, it's still fine. At a later time, they might add a magic equivalent of the Warhammer cards, but not all of them, which makes this product a pseudo reserved list if you want. So let's see if we can get all the decks into the frame. Maybe like this. How about that? Or maybe like this. Yeah, that's it. That looks nice. So yeah, just sit back, relax, and let's talk about what I paid for the product and where I see the product going in the upcoming years. When I look at what I paid for the boxes, including shipping, I realized that many of them actually went down. So I paid for the Necron Dynasties, I paid around 65 to 66 per box, and they are down to like 60 euros now. Remember, everything including shipping and the prices I'm naming are in euro, but we are gonna take a look at the American prices as well. So if you take a look at the American prices on MtG stocks, you see that one of these decks actually is about $90 to $100 each. So maybe if you want to get one of these still for less than on the American market, maybe you want to take a look on the international European market and see if you can get a box of a deck that you want. Remember that you will have to pay taxes on that, and maybe increased shipping costs, but maybe it would be cheaper than buying them locally on the American market. When I look at the Tyrannid Swarm deck, I paid around 50 euros, 49 I think, for each of them. And they are down to 39 now. So I could have saved 10 euros per box. So that's kind of a bummer, but long term I don't think it will matter at all. So remember, whenever you're investing in a sealed product, that the prices will fluctuate, go up and down. You could try to sell them at a high and get a couple of bucks, but what you're trying to do is a long-term investment of like 5 to 10 years and just leave them in a safe environment and the boxes will be fine. And after a couple of years you can sell them for double or triple. I'm always going for double, but if I don't need the money right away, I keep them longer around, and if they triple I will sell them. Or if I don't need the money, I will still keep them, maybe sell one of each box. I'll see what I'm doing with those. So I'm not too bummed out about losing 10 euros on each of these boxes of the Tyrannid Swarm. I lost $5 on each of those boxes, but this is a short-term view and I try not to get too upset about market noise and market swings short-term. The Tyrannid Swarm is actually around $60 to $70 each. Again, maybe you want to look at the European international market to get this box cheaper. The Ruinous Commander deck, Ruinous Power, is around 46 euros right now. And I paid 49 euros each. So not a big loss right away here on this box, while the American market is at 50 to 70 bucks each per box. So this kind of adds up. So these seem to be at the same amount of price. If they are at $70 around your place, maybe you want to look at international shipping and see how much it would cost when you calculate everything, including taxes and shipping, if that would be cheaper for you. We'll also talk about prices of buying all the boxes, which would also save you a couple of bucks as well. So maybe you want to do that. Let's see. Lastly, the Forces of the Imperium box. I paid 55 to 56 euros each, and they are up at around 62 euros per box. So I did make a couple of bucks here, like $7. So as you see, like the loss and the win kind of cancels out. All in all, I actually did lose a couple of bucks, but it's not significant. And as I already said, this market noise at the beginning where everyone fire sells the product and the market is flooded with the product and the demand is very high, this is where the prices swing the most, and in a couple of years the prices will stabilize and maybe go up a couple of bucks as soon as another card is broken in the decks and people start realizing, oh my god, I don't know, in the Tyrannid Swarm there's this really broken card and everyone wants to buy it. When we look at the American market, the Forces of the Imperium is about $70 to $80. So again, higher than the European market. And maybe you want to consider buying from overseas. It's really interesting for me to see how the Warhammer decks are more expensive over in the US. Maybe it's because Warhammer is more popular there. I'm actually not sure why that is. Like, many of the prices are up like at least 20 bucks each per box. So that's kind of interesting to me. And the euro and the dollar right now, at this very moment, is actually 1-to-1, like literally. So these prices could be just converted. Therefore, if I say this one costs 60 bucks, 90 bucks is what you're paying, so 30 bucks more in the US. Tyrannid Swarm's almost like double, like 20 to 30 bucks. This one we already established is almost the same, like maybe 10 bucks more, depending on what you have to pay, since the average is around 70. So yeah, and this one is also like 10 to 15 bucks of a difference. So depending on what you actually need and want, maybe you got a friend over in Europe who could get you a box and just ship it to you as a gift or something, and then you would save a couple of bucks then, rather than buying them locally. Lastly, let's look at the price of a pack of 1 deck each, so all 4 decks. What would that cost you? In Europe, you're paying like $210, $220 out the door, including shipping, and in America around $260, $270. So again, you could save up to 40 bucks by buying them all. Always remember that there would be a higher shipping cost and taxes to be paid. So keep that in mind before you're just blindly buying because it seems cheaper. And in the end, you have to actually pay more. Always keep that in mind. So yeah, all in all, I think these decks have a bright future, since this is like a pseudo reserved list, which Wizards will have to either pay for to reprint, or Wizards might reprint single cards out of the decks, but will not be able to easily just reprint all of them, which makes the single cards very desirable and the deck as a whole a solid investment for the future. I could see them going up and doubling their money in maybe even 2 years, when the economy has stabilized and people are more liquid again. When you look at older Commander decks, like for example Commander 2016, which is like 6 years old, you see that many of the decks already surpassed 100 bucks each. Therefore, it does not seem far-fetched to think that either of those could surpass the 100 or even 150 mark, since the Necron Dynasty is moving towards 100 bucks right now as we speak. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think of the Warhammer decks. Did you buy any of these? Do you play them? Do you just store them? What do you think of the prices in the future? Let me know in the comments below and let's have a nice discussion. I hope this video was of some help to you, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.